Got my Goosebumps shirt on today. Hey guys, welcome back to the Millennial Book Junkie. My name is Monique, and it is another beautiful day to talk about books, so let's get into it. Today I'm talking about my June TBR, which means I'm going to be talking about the books that I'm reading in June. I am so excited. It is my first TBR, and all I want to do all the time is talk about books, so I'm just really excited to share with you the next month of reading. If you missed the books that I read in May, I'll link that video, my May 2024 wrap up, in this video. But today we're talking all about June, and I'm really excited because June means the start of summer, which means it's almost time for spooky season. If you're like me, I just absolutely love Halloween time, the fall, all that stuff. So it's really exciting. Okay. So I'm a slow reader, so I usually read one book a month, but since I've had more time on my hands, I have been reading about 3 to 4 books a month. So I plan to read 5 months. So I plan to read 5 books in June. So we'll see if I get there. One of them is an audiobook. So here's what's coming up. The first book I'm reading in June is called The Chill, and it's by Scott Carson. I bought this book probably 2 years ago in one of my random shopping sprees because I was angry and I thought books would help me. They do usually. So I bought this one a long time ago and I decided to read it this month because it's been sitting on my shelf forever. Now, The Chill is supposed to be a thriller. I'll tell you what it's about. Far upstate in New York's ancient forests, a drowned village lies beneath the dark waters of the Chilliwackee Reservoir. Early in the 20th century, the town was destroyed for the greater good, bringing water to the millions living downstate. Or at least that's what the politicians from Manhattan insisted at the time. The local families settled there before America's founding were forced from their land, but they didn't move far, and some didn't move at all. Now, a century later, a dark prophecy looms, and the time has come for it to be fulfilled. Honestly, like reading that now, I probably would have been like, but I liked it that one day when I was really upset, so I picked it up. And I already started it because we're like 5 days into June now. And it's really good so far. So I can't wait to read it and finish it. It's actually really suspenseful. So I'm very excited to read this book in June. Bring a little suspense and horror and thriller into my life right before summer. So the second book that I plan to read in June is a book that was recommended by Haley Hughes, the booktuber. And it is Paris, the Memoir. I was really actually interested in reading this book because Haley said it was so good, and I grew up with Paris Hilton as basically one of the most popular people that I followed growing up in the early 2000s. So I was interested in hearing like her side of the story. So I'll read what it's about. If you guys don't know her, which I'm sure you do, she's an heiress. I actually didn't know she was a mom. It says she's a wife, activist, daughter, and icon. I actually have no idea who she's married to, so this will be interesting. Paris Hilton rose to prominence, cultivating her fame and fortune as the it girl of the aughts. Is that how you say that, or is it the O's? I don't know. I call it the aughts because I'm very literal, but I actually don't know. Maybe it's the O's. The pre-Me Too era defined by the burgeoning 24-hour entertainment news cycle and the advent of the celebrity gossip blog. Building her brand with an uncanny sense for trends, Paris set in motion her innovative business ventures, coming of age under the constant scrutiny of tabloid culture that dismissively wrote her off. Very true, very true. With tenacity, sharp business acumen, and grit, she built a global empire and in the process became a truly modern icon beloved around the world. Now, with courage, honesty, and humor, Paris reclaims her narrative, places it all in context, and shares the true story of her extraordinary life. Separating the creation from the creator, Paris the Memoir strips away all we thought we knew about a celebrity icon, taking us back to a privileged childhood lived through the lens of undiagnosed ADHD and teenage rebellion that triggered a perilous decision by her parents to send her to emotional growth boarding school. I had no idea that existed. After 2 years of verbal, physical, and sexual abuse, sorry, there's a gnat in here, in the twisted confines of the troubled teen industry, Paris came out stronger but deeply traumatized, resolving to trust no one but herself as she created a multi-billion-dollar empire. Having achieved a dream life, Paris dared to open her eyes. She decided to make a difference, and at the moment she least expected it, she found love. This memoir is updated with new personal stories chronicling her difficult road to motherhood and finding strength in her darkest hours. Paris the Memoir reveals even more of the woman you thought you knew. Welcome back to Paris. This looks really good. I'm really curious to learn more about her, and for the first time ever, I think I'm going to live vlog my experience reading with this one, because I feel like I'm gonna just be like, what? Like every 50 pages, or if not less than that. So I'm really excited. I'll share my reading vlog as soon as it's up, but I'm really, really excited about this one. So the next book that I'm reading, the third book that I plan to read in June, is called, I have it on my laptop because it's an Audible, an audiobook. It's called No One Needs to Know by Lindsay Cameron. And it's basically, the synopsis is, when an anonymous neighborhood forum gets hacked, the darkest secrets of New York's wealthiest residents come to light, including some worth killing for, in this gripping suspense novel from the author of Just One Look. So this is another read that was recommended by Haley Hughes. I think she recommended it in a couple videos. And since she talks all about thrillers, which is what I love, I was like, I need to get this one, because she talked about it a couple times, which means she really liked it. So I got this one on Audible, and I will be listening to it when I go for my walks, when I'm flossing my teeth, and doing dishes or feeding the dog. I'm really excited. The final two books that I'm gonna read in June are nonfiction. The first one is by Craig Beck. It's called Alcohol Lied to Me. I got this one for Christmas, and I've been really, really excited to read it because I'm obsessed with Quit Lit, and I've been kind of on a fiction kick lately, so I'm really excited to get back into reading Quit Lit. It's one of my favorite nonfiction genres. And I'm not familiar with Craig Beck, but I'm really excited because I personally feel like alcohol lied to me, so I feel like we're gonna have some similarities there. Let me just tell you a little bit what's about. Craig Beck was a successful and functioning professional man in spite of a 2 bottles of wine a night drinking habit. For 20 years, he struggled with a problem drinking, all the time refusing to label himself an alcoholic because he did not think he met the stereotypical image that the word portrayed. Happens to all of us. All these willpower-based attempts to stop drinking failed. Slowly, he discovered the truth about alcohol addiction, and one by one, all the lies he had previously believed started to fall apart. For the first time, he noticed that he genuinely didn't want to drink anymore. In this best-selling book, he will lead you through the same fantastic process. You can stop drinking today. That's what that line reads like. No need to declare yourself an alcoholic, no group meetings or expensive rehab, no humiliation, no pain, and no willpower required. Alcohol Lied to Me has already helped thousands of people to escape from problem drinking. Are you ready to be the next? I'm really excited about this. I'm really excited because there's this thing called gray area drinking, and it's kind of like when you fall in that gray area where you're not an alcoholic or you don't feel like one, but you're also like, you also can't not drink. And I think it's the area where a lot of people struggle because they're like, well, I don't think I have a problem, but there's something wrong here. And so that seems to be what he's talking about when he talks about how he didn't meet that stereotypical image of the alcoholic. And that's kind of where I was. You know, I was like, I'm not like an alcoholic, but like something's not right. Something ain't right. So yeah, I'm really, really curious to see how this book plays out. So we'll see how it goes. And the fifth and final book I'm really excited to read. It's called The Truth in True Crime. I actually got this book because I made a donation to Harvest Ministries. And this book is about a cold case detective and what he learned in his I don't know, however many years that he was a detective, like what he learned about life. And I really love true crime and anything involving solving a murder or anything like that. So the fact that I got this for free, I was really, well, it wasn't free. I made a donation, but it wasn't like a huge donation. So it feels like free girl math, you know? So it says, America's Cold Case Detective explores 15 surprising rules for life. By the way, it is by J. Warner Wallace. For decades, cold case homicide detective J. Warner Wallace investigated the causes behind true crime murder cases, chasing one lead after another for months as he attempted to solve the case. Several of these cases remain open, unsolved mysteries. Investigating death, surprisingly, taught him a great deal about life and the nature of people. In The Truth in True Crime, Wallace explores the clues lying behind our human nature as he uncovers 15 life truths gleaned from both contemporary true crime investigations and ancient biblical wisdom. I'm also reading the Bible, so this really intrigued me. Every chapter introduces you to an investigation of a death as Wallace and his partner, Every chapter introduces you to an investigation of a death as Wallace and his partner Rick chase down leads and along the way learn guiding principles to help us thrive and flourish as human beings. Even if you don't believe in God, these valuable insights into our human condition help you better understand your own identity and the identity of your creator. So this sounds really good because I just feel like, sometimes when you're studying religion, reading the Bible, or you see bad things happen and you're just like, why? How? How did God let this happen? Or why did this happen? What's the greater purpose behind it all? So I'm really excited to hear that there's these these rules for life, these principles that he's developed after, chasing down cold cases and stuff like that. So it kind of blends my love of true crime and whodunit type of stories with the bigger picture of what's behind it all and what's the big purpose behind it all. So I'm really looking forward to what I'm going to learn from this book. So thank you, Harvest Ministries, for sending this to me because I'm really excited. I mean, we're always trying to uncover the meaning of life, right? So I like how the subtitle is What Investigating Death Teaches Us About the Meaning of Life. So this just totally, I love this. I'm really excited about this. I think I'm going to read The Chill first. Definitely going to read The Chill first because I'm already reading it. As I'm reading that, I'm also listening simultaneously to the No One Needs to Know book. And then I'm going to do Paris. And then I'll probably do this one. And then I'll do Craig Beck. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But I'm really excited. So just to kind of sum up, these are the 4 books that I'm reading. And one of them is an audio. So I'm really excited. Also, I'm the last person ever to find out that Libby has free audiobooks. So it's a free library app. So I'm definitely the last person in the world to find this out. So feel free to make fun of me for that. But I just discovered it. So I'm so excited to listen to audiobooks because funny story, the audiobook that I'm listening to, No One Needs to Know, is actually on Libby, but it wasn't available. Someone had checked it out and I was so impatient. I got an Audible membership so I could listen to it. And literally 10 minutes into listening to it, I got a notification that the book was available at the library again on Libby. Very annoyed by that, but it is what it is. So I'm really, really excited for reading this month, and I hope you are too. If any booktubers are watching this, let me know what you are reading in June, or just send me your link to your June TBR. I'd love to watch it and see what you're reading. All right, thanks for watching. Talk to you later.